Hey, welcome back to Rob's Rides, everybody. So I wanted to give an update, and we'll do a little job here today. So I'm working on this 52 Triumph TRW that I showed you guys last week. Made a little bit of progress on it. I dropped the sump. I got those gaskets. I think I told you I got the gaskets, put the sump all back together after I cleaned out that strainer, filled the oil tank with oil. Filled the gearbox with oil. I had checked the petcocks because I wanted to make sure that they weren't leaking. What I did was I put a little bit of gas in the gas tank. I disconnected the fuel lines, and I turned on the petcock, holding the can underneath it, turned it off. They didn't leak. They started and stopped just fine. Reattached the lines, and as you can see, they're attached by a banjo bolt to the carburetor and then to this nut. So this is a replacement. But over here you can see the originals. This is what the original looked like. Used a traditional herringbone Triumph like oil and gas lines that they like to use. And as could be possibly expected, that line over there on the other side leaked. And it leaked right out of the center of the line. When I took that line off, you could feel it was all crunchy and cringly when you bent it. So the line had deteriorated to the point of leaking. So they're crimped on from the factory. Sorry, we're moving around a lot here today. So you can see here they have these crimps on, okay? And another thing is nobody is reproducing this line with these banjos and everything like that. So your options are limited. So I'm going to show you how you can get around this. So we'll take a little break here quick. I'll take this line off and I'll meet you back over at the workbench. I'll show you how we go about replacing this so we can run the bike. I did check my electrics, so I have a little temporary 6-volt battery hooked up here with some jumper wires until I get my real ones. So up here is the light switch. The big switch is the light switch. This little one is for the ignition, okay? So we turn this to light. Our pilot light turns on, which is nice. And the brake and the rear light turns on. It's nice and bright for a 6-volt. Flip the switch the rest of the way. You'll put the headlight on. And of course the tail light's still on. So I also checked and the brake light works. I pulled the spark plugs out and I checked. I have spark, so I know the distributor, everything is at least making spark. So for now, we're going to replace these fuel lines so we don't go down the road and have a fire. So let me take this line off, and we'll take this line off real quick. I'm going to disconnect this battery now that I showed you our electrical situation. So we're getting pretty close. Okay, we got great compression. We got spark. We'll have fuel here shortly. So, you know, we should be getting ready to fire this bike up pretty soon. I don't like using adjustable wrenches, but I don't have a wrench that fits that right. So, just in case fuel comes out here, like that. Yeah, see that line was deteriorating too. You can see all the black from the line. Okay, so the way these work, these banjo bolts, you got a little mesh filter here. And there's your two lines. You have a aluminum crush washer. Here's your banjo fitting. Well, that's interesting. So the other crush washer is missing. There should be a crush washer on that side too. All right, so we'll have to rectify that. And then disconnect this line here. And we don't want the petcock to turn. All right, so there we go. There's our lines, or a line. All right, let me meet you back at the bench, and we'll pick this back up. All right, so here we are. So one of the things you want to do is break, if it's not free, is break the line so it can spin on the fitting. It makes it easier to do it now than after you've cut this crimp off. So what we're going to do is we're going to carefully put 2 slices in this crimp, not all the way up. You'll go up to about where that little like flare starts. We'll put two in it, and that'll allow us to peel part of it up, and then hopefully we'll be able to get the line to pull off of this fitting, okay? We're gonna do this with a Dremel cutoff wheel here, so. Make sure you got your safety glasses on. Carefully, don't cut too far through because you don't want to cut the fitting. Okay, now we'll turn it and we will cut another slit just like that one, about 1/3 of the way up. Oops. Okay, and then, oops, I should leave this in here. So you can see how we got the 2 slits cut. Now we'll take our pliers here, pull that up. That should release this enough that it allows it to let go. See that? There it comes. And there we go. We have an unscathed fitting. All right, then we can clean this up. I'm gonna clean all this. There's a lot of crap in this, so I'm gonna clean this all up with brake cleaner. I'm gonna find another aluminum crush washer, and we can make another line. So then we're just gonna repeat the same thing on this side. We're gonna do the same thing, a couple of slits, and we should be able to do the exact same thing. Okay. This one's gonna want to spin on you, so you're gonna have to hold it while you're cutting it. Peel this piece up, releases some of the tension, and hopefully, there it comes. There we go. And now we have all of our fittings free. And we can make new hose. Okay? So I'm going to clean these up. These ends are kind of rough. I'm just gonna polish these up a little bit with some emery cloths so they can seal up nice again, have a nice surface. Okay, the other end, this one here it looks really good. I'm just gonna blow this out with some brake cleaner, and when I bring you back, we'll be ready to make some new fuel lines. All right, so we're back. I got these all cleaned up the way I like them. I don't want to make them too nice. I just want to make the sealing ends nice. So what I like to use is I have these clamps. They're stainless steel and they're crimp-on clamps. I like them. I think they look nicer. They don't, unlike the worm gear clamps, they don't chew into the rubber and ruin and destroy the rubber hose line. So they're my preference. So just using this for a little bit of lubrication. It's 1/4 inch line. So I want it to go like this. Put a little bit on the line here too. First one's easy. We're just gonna push this on, get all the way up. And then I just want to make sure that the line has a natural arch in it here, so I want to use that to my advantage. So this end goes against the carburetor, so I want this to, so I don't have a twist in the line. When I try to put it together. Okay, then we're gonna put the clamp on. Okay, I'm gonna put it back here so we see it, that'll interfere with the carburetor. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so I'm gonna put it down here on the bottom. I'm gonna put it down here on the bottom. So I'm gonna put it in between the barb and the top. Put it right about in the middle. So it's to the bottom side. And then you take the special crimper tool. Position where I want it. Start to crimp. There, it's already starting to hold. There we go. Now we got a nice solid crimp on it. Okay. Now for this side, we're going to do, this side doesn't matter. So we're going to give this a little bit of lubrication here. Don't forget to put your clamp on first. This one's harder to do. There. All right, we got that all the way up. Okay. And then this is going to go like this. So this I can put to the back so you don't really see it. Same thing. Can I get that in the middle? There we go. Give it a nice crimp. And there we go. Got brand new fuel line. Okay? So it's literally just that easy. All right? Since you can't buy these anymore, nobody's reproducing them at the moment, this is how you can get around it. I will find new aluminum crush washers. I'm pretty sure I have some. We'll put this fuel line back on and one step closer to starting this bike. All right, everybody, when I get that back on the bike, we'll do another fuel test, make sure no leaks. I think we're gonna try to start it then. So until next time, get out in the garage and work on something.